I want to go back. He wants to go back. I want to go back to the farm. Go back far away from home, with a milk pail on my arm. I miss the rooster, the one that used to wake me up at 4 a.m. down on the farm.
My name is Scott Payne. They call me the Old Farmer. If you're like me, you go over to Paul Sellers' website, The English Woodworker, and watch how to do things, such as making wooden pieces and how to restore saws and knives and things like that. Well, Paul Sellers has got an eye so critical from decades of sharpening knives on a flat surface that he can instinctively set the right bevel point or angle point for sharpening a knife. Well, I'm not that good. I've got things like a chisel guide where I put the chisel in like this and can run it over the stone. I've got things like an angle machine that tells me what the angle is. And they're helpful for some things, but basically for sharpening a knife. And here's another one. I brought 3 knives out. For sharpening knives, I find it the best to do it this way. Now what I did is I took a piece of 4x4, and I tend to sharpen my knives at a 17-degree angle. So I cut the 4x4 at a 17-degree angle. Then I screwed on a piece of flat wood and used angle irons. So I'll turn around so you can see it a little bit. Just put angle irons on so that I can put the sharpening stone, which is a diamond stone in this case, in place and hold it in place. And it makes it quite easy for me to do a 17-degree angle. Put a little window cleaner on it, put it straight. I think most people can do a straight vertical rather than trying to do a 17-degree angle. So all I have to do is keep this knife vertical and bring it down like this. Now this is on a 300 grit. This is 300 grit. And so how do I do it on the other side? Well, I'll demonstrate. I just put this over the stone on this side. Usually I'm standing doing this. There we go. And then I turn the unit around and then go down at 17, still have that 17-degree angle by keeping the knife absolutely vertical. And of course, if you're off by a degree or two, that's not going to destroy your sharpness. And then when I feel that I've got the knife pretty sharp, then I'll go through and flip it over and use the 1000 grit. Now, I'm in the process of building a ceramic plate for doing stropping. Now, most times I don't strop my knives. I don't need to. They're sharp enough as they are to shave with. But if I really want to put a good sharp polished bevel on it, I can use this. What I'm going to do is cut this tile a little bit larger than what it is, and then it'll sit right in here. But I haven't gotten to that part yet. Quite often I would use, in the past, something like this for sharpening knives. These are ceramic pieces right here, and you run your knife vertical. There's 2 different angles. Now, the nice thing about the piece that I built, and this is just a prototype, I haven't finished it up. I could either set it up where on the other side, which is I just have a straight cut on it, I could maybe do a 22-degree angle cut. and then put another piece of wood on it so that I have a different angle. Or it could be 30 degrees for doing chisels, but since I have this for doing angles, I really don't have to worry about setting it up for chisels. I can just lay the stone flat and sharpen chisels on the horizontal 30 degrees up or 35, depending on what thing you're doing on it. But it's real easy just to come down straight on this thing like this. And I'm just demonstrating. I'm going to sharpen these knives when I get done with this video. They're getting just a little bit dull. Now another thing, this is a serrated knife, bread knife or carving knife. I can either take one of these inside and spin it at the proper angle to get the inside bevel, but most times I just go down the flat side just a little bit at the angle and just kind of clean up that burr a little bit on the end of it. And then maybe 2 or 3 times down the road, I'll go through and deal with a bevel on the other side. This is great for sharpening scissors too. I sharpened pruning shears for doing tree limbs and such. The thing with the hook in it like that, and then there's another piece that comes in like this and it cuts. I've sharpened that. Does an excellent job on this. Well, it sounds like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds like from the squawking that the crows are doing that the hawks are out, and the crows do not like hawks, and they warn everybody that they are out flying low looking for something. This area's got a lot of hawks. But to get back to what we're doing here, yeah, just basically a 17-degree angle on this thing. I'll put this back over here, and you know, I'll do maybe 10 per side, and with several knives I would go through and do 10 on all the knives that I'm doing, 10 strokes or so, until it looks just about right. And I don't worry about a bevel, or rather a burr. I just worry about getting the bevel right, and then I switch over and move it over to the other side, and then do the knives 10 or so, and then when I get close to where it needs to be, then I'll swap it back and forth a couple of passes, then move it over and do the other side and maybe get it down to 1. And by the time I get done, because on the other side is 1,000 grit, so all I have to do is flip it over. So when I have everything where I want to, I can shave with it without using the stropping process on it. So you can get very, very sharp, sharper than what you need for most projects, unless maybe you're a surgeon or something, which I just assume you not use something like this if you're in surgery and things like that. So, but that's how I do it. Hope it will give you ideas on how to make a sharpening station for yourselves that's a little easier to use. You know, if you want to do it with a hinge and put different angles by different steps on it, you could do it that way too. Just kind of think it through the way that you want to do it. And as long as you're going vertical, it's very easy to keep your angles where you need them to be. So this is the old farmer, Scott Bain, saying, be well.
and see you in the next video. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Down on the farm.